Hi everybody, I'm Zachary Dalton, a former program director here at WRKE, and today I'm in studio to show you how to use this very studio. Now there are two things you need to know to effectively use this studio. The first is the control board, and the second is the computer automation system. So, without further ado, let's go over it and have some fun recording. Now this is the control board, and this is going to be the centerpiece of your show. There are three different sections that you need to remember when you're using the board. The first is right here, host mic, guest 1 mic, and guest 2 mic. These control the three mics that are in the studio. The host mic will be the one closest to the board, and then it moves in a counterclockwise rotation around the table. Now these sliders control the volume of what's happening, so you can drag it up and down, and you want to start right about this area and then adjust accordingly. Now the other thing you need to know is Music PC. Music PC controls what is being played on the computer, which is our actual radio station when you're not having a show. That's what's playing currently, and that's what these are. This is the volume measurement. Your volume measurement is how loud you are being or how loud this music is going to be. You want to be in the yellow and close to the red, but not past it, because then there will be a distortion issue. Whole technical mumbo jumbo. The final piece of this control board that you're going to need to know for basics is main aux, guest 1 input, and guest 2 input. We have aux cords scattered around the table over here, and that is how you plug in, and they're labeled accordingly. This is what you're going to use when you're playing music from your computer. Now, to activate it or to turn it on, all you're going to do is just click the red button, like so. And as you saw, it popped up and a little on-air symbol popped up, and we also have a red marker and another on-air thing around the studio. That way you know that you're on air. What that does is put whatever is going through this channel across the station. So be sure you have this off or on before you leave. And that's about it for the control board. Now this is the automation system, and what this does is runs the station when we're not in studio doing a show. That means the most important thing to do is to click this and make sure it says auto on. If it looks like this when you're leaving, it's wrong. Click it, auto on. The other thing that you may need to do is queue a legal ID. In order to do that, you just come over to the library, click IDs, and drag it up. This is an example of a legal ID. President Maxey is my personal favorite legal ID. And what that does is it identifies the station per FCC guidelines so that we don't get in trouble. And that's pretty much everything you need to know for the basics of the automation system. Now if you come in and there's a song playing but you want to start immediately, what you can do is click fade, and it'll give you a 10-second fade before it ends. So you have that time to queue up your mic and get started. But if you want to start immediately, you can also hit the kill track and it'll stop it, but make sure you have auto off before you hit that, or else it's just going to play the next thing. And that pretty much does it before the automation system. But the most important thing, remember, make sure auto is on before you leave. I cannot stress this enough. So, there you have it. Super simple, no time at all. Once you get a lot of practice at this, it'll be like second nature for you. Before you leave though, I do want to remind you that there's no food or drink allowed in the studio, especially near the board. That board costs more than me. And before you sign off on any show, remember to say our legal ID. In case you forgot, you're listening to WRKE 100.3 LPFM Salem, streaming live online at WRKE.org or on the TuneIn app. Just search for WRKE. If you forget, it's always above the door. Happy radio shows, Maroons!